This segment sponsored by RemedyLIVE. I am here on the set of RemedyLIVE, which is a faith-based nonprofit organization who really focuses on lowering the stigma of mental health and providing suicide prevention resources. And I'm so thrilled today to be chatting with Clinton Foppel, who is the CEO and founder, and also Dr. John Brandenberger, who is Allen County's coroner. Hello, gentlemen.
Hi,
it's good to see you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Welcome to Remedy.
Yes, I love it. The set is absolutely beautiful, and I know that you all are doing important work here, and that's what's most important. So I'm so excited to dive in to first, Clinton, learn about this organization that you built over 15 years ago, and how you really support the community.
Well, I think the easiest way to describe what we do is we talk about the struggles that people have in their lives, but we use technology to get people talking, whether it's through our chat center, or whether it's through our polling software, whether it's in a school, a business, a church. Anywhere where we need to go, we find that pain is pretty universal to those people's lives. It's something that we all struggle with. And so how can we use technology to help people talk about that so they don't feel isolated, they don't believe they're all alone, and most importantly, that they understand that there's hope. And Dr. Brandenberger has been a big part of us helping make sure that our county and our region knows that there are solutions, there are remedies, but it takes us working together. And so we're really excited that you're here today to be with us.
Yes, and so I know that this business, this organization is multifaceted, and you offer so many things. One of the important areas is just the resource line, that 24-hour call line. So tell me about that.
Yeah, so it's a chat line, it's a text line. Just to give you context, we came up with the idea back when Mom and Dad were getting a cell phone bill for text credits. That's how long we've been doing this. There used to be unlimited texting. That wasn't an issue when we first started. We had to figure out how to help. But then unlimited texting became a reality, and so then we started using that as a way to be able to allow someone anywhere in the country text in, and we would make it anonymous so that the anonymity would provide the courage for the person to share or confess their secret struggle. And I think I can be very candid to tell you that oftentimes it was an issue of addiction, suicidal ideation, hopelessness, despair. And as a faith-based group, we believe that God's love is free. And so we offered that with no consequence except just to be chat, listen, and love. That was our goal. And 14 million interactions later, we've been a busy place. No idea the pandemic would come, of course, like all of us, but we were in the right place at the right time to be able to make a good difference there.
And what age range do you really cater to?
Well, we started out being youth-focused, but because of the condition of our world, now we serve all ages. 13 and up would be what I would say on camera, but we know that young kids, 8, 7 years old, are struggling with ideation now around suicide, and so if a child's in danger, we want to help them because we want to make sure that they are able to find the support that they need. So yeah, we've seen it all. We've seen young kids, and we've seen people in their 80s chat in and say they need to talk to someone.
Yeah, and speaking of youth, right now, a really large crisis that's happening is not only drug use or addiction, but also drugs being laced with that word that we hear, fentanyl.
Fentanyl.
So tell us about just that drug and why it is impacting our youth so much.
So fentanyl reached the height of the epidemic in 2021, where we had 1,276 residents of Allen County die from overdose or poisoning of fentanyl. And that number has come down, and in 24, about 700 have died as a result of fentanyl. And the message that we're wanting to get out is if a child or a person takes a pill from another individual that looks exactly like an Adderall that the person's sister takes, and they trust that it's an Adderall, there's a 70% chance that it is laced with fentanyl. OxyContin, Oxy-30s are the same. They look just like the pain pill that mom may have taken post-operatively. And if gotten from a friend, there's a 70% chance that it's laced with fentanyl. And then the same with Xanax. The Xanax looks the same. And that's how it is. Yes, it's a counterfeit killer is what they can be. And it's not just one pill can kill. It is not unusual for us to go to the scene of a death where someone is dead in bed, a youth is dead in bed, and there's a half of a pill on the nightstand because a friend may have said, this, if you haven't taken it before, it may be a little too strong, so take a half of one.
So it sounds like it's kind of that disguise element that's really happening. People aren't intentionally seeking to take fentanyl, are they?
That is correct. They're secretly or outwardly wanting to ease their emotional pain, to numb their hopeless feeling, or to get high. And so I think that's what the main drive for it is. And there is so much hopelessness and emptiness and anxiety and depression among our youth that they'll try most anything. And the thing that I love about what Clinton and Tanya and RemedyLIVE do is they are able to hit the target for the youth and the parents to bring awareness to this fact that one pill can kill.
Right, right. And really the mission, when you think about how you do your outreach to youth, is to settle the mental health perspective, the emotional side that would lead them to taking the drug, correct? But then also raising the awareness through your campaigns.
Well, I would use the word normalization. We want to make it normal to talk about hard things. And John did such a good job of sharing that you self-medicate when you get into a place of struggle, right? We all do it. Some of us scroll for hours on that doom scroll on TikTok or Facebook. Some of us choose to eat. Some of us choose to shop. Sadly, right now, the immediacy of pills and the availability of pills is more common. And one audience I would add to what Dr. B is saying is that high-achieving student that wants to spend a little bit more time studying, a little bit more time being able to achieve athletically on the court. Self-medication gives them that extra push, that extra ability, and sometimes with deadly consequences, right? So what we're trying to do is allow technology to be the middleman to ask the question, what is your secret struggle? What are you dealing with? And it could be anxiety, it could be panic, it could be really low self-compassion, could be abuse, could be a dating, domestic abuse issue, like we see it all. But how can we get that struggle out so that we can help that person have the courage to take the next step face to face, whether it's with a trusted adult in their school, a parent, or our chat center 24 hours a day, wherever that student might live in the country.
Yeah. Which I feel that's part of it, just the support that they need to know that they're not alone. Could you make that really clear? Like we all go through things. And so let's talk about the One Pill Can Kill campaign and just how you all have really just produced really great content to make it relatable. So when people see it, not only do youth understand the messaging pretty quickly, but parents can use it to start the conversation with them.
Yeah, I would want to give kudos that the One Pill Can Kill campaign, the storyboards were driven by students themselves. We're privileged here to have partnerships with the Anthos Career Center. Almost all of our local high schools send kids over here that want to get that creative edge to the next level. And so we're grateful that we can let this be their laboratory to learn how to do that. But I would say that the other part about the One Pill Can Kill campaign that was so successful was that it's real. It's raw, and as you can testify to, because I know you've seen it, it just leaves this pit in your stomach, like I gotta do something with this. Fun story that I love sharing, I was talking to one of your colleagues in this incredible community we live in media, and she said her daughter came home from school one day, had menstrual cramps during the day at school, and was offered a pill by a friend. And this young lady told her mom, but I said no because of that commercial that we saw on TV. Wow. And that mom, with tears in her eyes, who helped just us market our campaign, had said, I'm in. I'm a believer. And we've all heard that, countless stories of moms and dads having conversations during March Madness or during just watching the stuff that's floating around on social media around one pill, create those great conversations.
Yeah, because really the concept is that, like to your point earlier, you can take a pill that you think that is something else. You may have a better intention and not try to take fentanyl, but it could be fentanyl or laced with it. So let's talk about what you see on your side when it relates to this campaign. You being a coroner, you see, unfortunately, the worst of the worst. You see the actual deaths.
We talk about feeling depressed, anxious, or hopeless. We also see the very end of hopelessness in suicide. So far in Allen County to date, we've had 24 suicides. Not this year, but we've had suicides in the last couple years, 10 years old, 12, 11 years old, 13 and 15. And it is usually an event, a breakup, or mom or dad taking the phone away, or something that has come into their life that has them take the final plunge because there is no hope. And I would just want to scream to the community that there is hope in hopelessness. So we want to get the message out.
Absolutely.
Well, one thing that John mentioned earlier about the friend, and you even alluded to it, that trust bridge between two friends. We have a hard time as adults sometimes understanding how a 14-year-old can give a 14-year-old a pill that they have no idea where they got it from. So we're trying to educate kids about friending up and really understanding the long haul relationship of a friendship versus just this transaction that could unfortunately end with an overdose. And it's not just pills, it's everything from binge drinking to driving under the influence to, even texting and driving. Like, how can we help friends help friends? Because we know there's a gap between kids and adults. There's always been, and it seems like it's growing to a Grand Canyon. So how do we help give those kids that want to serve their friends in an appropriate way the tools that they need to do that?
Right. And you're getting that message out through this campaign, but you also do school tours.
Yes.
So explain to us how that works.
So the Get School Tour was created in 2015. It was in partnership with a variety of partners here in our community, but we really didn't know what we were onto until we started doing these interactive polling events in schools where the data would be collected from 1,000 respondents in real time from smartphones back in those days. And the data would be shown on the big screens in the front of the gym or the auditorium, and how many students would come to us or come to the administration saying, I had no idea that I was one of many struggling in my school, whether it's depression or anxiety or thoughts of suicide. And so 300 plus Indiana schools later, and 330,000 Hoosiers that have been served with this program, we've learned some really, really important things about today's teenager and the importance of friending up, the importance of us having a trusted adult in their lives, giving an opportunity for kids just to confess their struggles without consequence, because fear is keeping people from being honest about some of these things. And I think the thing that we're most proud of is in the last 4 years, we've noticed a decline in teen suicide in the state of Indiana in the schools we've served. And although we know that there's so much more than just the Get School Tour making that a possibility, we want to continue our work. One life lost to suicide, especially a teen suicide, is too many. But every time we can see that number decrease, I think it started at 28 to 31% in the beginning. Now it's closer down to the 14 to 15%. So we're seeing a decline of ideation, I should mention. But again, our work's not done. Pain is universal, and we're going to always have a purpose of helping people understand hope in the midst of that pain.
That's great. And I just would like to know, when you work so closely with the deceased, and particularly the family surrounding, is there a message that you typically hear consistently from parents as they react to losing their child in this way in particular that you can
Shock, disbelief. He was not a drug abuser. We commonly hear that, where it may have been a first-time thing. why didn't we see some of the warning signs of kids that he was hanging out with? It's heart-wrenching, and it's very real and very raw. The excited thing that, what I'm excited about is how we want to expand now outside of Allen County. And being president of the Indiana Coroners Association, at our annual meeting in June in Indianapolis, all 92 county coroners and their deputy coroners will be meeting, and we want to spread the message to them about the opioid funds that are available for programs like this, how to access those funds through commissioners that fortunately in Allen County see the need, and then how to use possibly what Clinton has already put together to go to the media in their communities. And I would love to see after the summer for this to explode throughout Indiana.
Yeah, absolutely, because it all is about the messaging. And so we will wrap by you telling us about all the ways that the messaging is produced in this facility, right? You have this beautiful stage that we're on, you have different sets, and you create opportunities for not only this messaging, but for other nonprofits to get their positive messaging out.
Sure, so we're sitting in the Remedy Collaborative Studio, and what that means is we're in a space that's used by a lot of our nonprofit partners in the community. Everything we do and everything that I know you're about, even with this program, is meaningful conversations. A meaningful conversation is a way for us to significantly move the needle to a better lifestyle, awareness, and helping someone live life to the full, right? And so what we offer is services to nonprofits to help them tell their stories, whether it's testimonies like we're doing today, social media, marketing, motion graphics, you name it, we do all that. But I think what I'm most excited about as RemedyLIVE turns this corner, and John's alluded to it, is how do we bring what we do best in engaging kids in meaningful conversations, students, parents, adults, and blow that up to help all of our state. You know, we're doing some really neat work, and we want to make sure that it's available to our entire state, if not the country, but one step at a time, right? And having conversations like this with you today allow us to be able to share that dream and that vision so that we can indeed help as many people. So if you're a nonprofit leader yourself and we can serve you, get in touch with us here at RemedyLIVE. We'd love to be able to do that.
Awesome. Clinton, thank you. Dr. John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you would like more information about RemedyLIVE, we'll have their website listed below, and also list their phone number for their 24-hour chat that you can share in case you know anyone that may need that extra support. And remember, you can always catch up on episodes and segments of Living Local 15 by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on YouTube. And I'll leave you with this. It's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye. This segment sponsored by RemedyLIVE.